Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This is going to be another episode of Shop Talk, and I'm going to talk about these tap wrenches again. I had a lot of good comments come through the channel. A lot of people seem to have a lot of interest in them, and a lot of good comments, and it seems like a lot of guys are out there searching for them now, which is cool. Get out there on eBay. There's a lot of those Greenfield tap wrenches available. That Greenfield number 7's a real nice size to have in the shop, as well as those smaller ones. So I've had quite a few people say that they're looking for them. I think a couple guys said that they went ahead and bought some. So that's pretty cool. Appreciate all the good comments, man. We've been having a lot of fun with this stuff, and I really enjoy sitting down and talking to you guys about all this stuff. Tools is something that I really enjoy, especially the machine shop tools, and I like to show off the collection that we have here at our shop and show you what I got. And usually it's all business and not a lot of play, so this is kind of my chance that I get to talk about what we have here, our tools that we use. So anyway, to get to business, what I wanted to do was I'm gonna bring this thing up again. All right, and what I got right here, I got a couple of chrome rods here that these are some chrome rods that I build at my other job. This is for a hydraulic cylinder, and there's two of them here. These go together, and what this is a double rodded system. The piston goes in the middle. These screw together and sandwich between, or sandwich the piston between them. And this is so you know, on each side of the cylinder you've got rods sticking out, and that's how this particular cylinder operates. This is just something that I saved as a sample, because we do these, we get probably one a month from this customer that we do these jobs for. It's they have a lot of these cylinders, so they're about every month they're bringing us another one to rebuild. So I went ahead and saved two of these just for a sample, you know, for a reference. And what I wanted to do was demonstrate using this tap handle right here. I told you it's not something that you use often, and I really don't. I pretty rarely use it. But there is cases where you've got a big tap that you want to pull. This comes in handy. You don't have to use this. You can use a wrench if you want to, but I always like to use a tap handle whenever I can, so you can get an equal pull on the tap. You know, when you got a crescent wrench on it, you tend to be pulling to one side on that tap. You got to keep your hand on it to try to keep the pressure balanced. But I had this come up, and I thought it'd be a good time just to give you an example of when you could use this big tap wrench right here. And yeah, excuse me, it's hot and humid right now. I'm waiting for that cold front to come through. But so I built these rods just here recently at work, and the threads on all the ends are 2 1/4 12. And when I build these, I always use a threading bar, and I single point cut them, every one of them. But there has been times where these rods are actually still good, and you just want to make sure these threads are cleaned up. So I've got a tap for that. This one's made by Waddell. It's a USA made tap. This is 2 1/4 12. So you can take this. I haven't run this tap in here yet. Hopefully it'll go and not make me look like a fool here, but you can get it started. Alright, that's going in there. It's actually going in there pretty nice, ain't it? Alright, now it's starting to get a little bit snug. It's actually a nice fit on this one here, but like on this other side's actually a better example. I should have put it there, but it's got this counter bore here. Sometimes it's hard to get a tap started because it's so close to your size that your tap's actually trying to cut this little counter bore right here instead of going on down in there. But so I wanted to use this outside as a better example. But say that, you know, that starts getting real tight, you can clamp your rod the way you need to without damaging it. And take this big old tap wrench, get her closed up. Now you've got a wrench that you can use. Now you got a wrench you can use to turn that tap. Tell you what, let me set it up over here in the vise so I can give you a little better shot of it without everything falling around. Alright, so I got her set up in there. So like I said, this is just an example. I just wanted to show you in a case where I could use this tap handle. It just makes it nice to be able to pull the big taps down in a part like this and have the proper size tap handle to use. That's just a good example, something like this. But I've got some bigger taps than that. I've got them up to. I told you the other day I said 2 inch was the biggest I got. Well, I lied to you. That's a 2 1/4, and I've also got a 3 inch 12. And the reason why we got these is because I use these when a piston's good, and I'm not having to rebuild it. They have a lot of Loctite in their threads because we Loctite all of our pistons on, and you just want to clean the threads up. So the easiest way to do it is just run a tap through there, and you can use this tap wrench to do something like that. I don't take this down there and use it. I'm just trying to give you an example of another instance where you could use this tap wrench. And also, like guys mentioned in the comments, you know, they've got weldments, you know, out there in the field. They got big 2 inch pipe couplings that they welded on something. They need to run a pipe tap down in there to chase the threads. Well, if you got you a big tap wrench, it makes it easy to turn that tap in there and clean those threads up. We do the same thing. We got big gearboxes, and a lot of they have holes that just have a plug in there to close it up. You got to run a pipe tap in there to clean those threads up, and they typically just use a wrench. It works fine. But that's just some examples of when you can use this Greenfield number 24. I think one of my future projects that I'll share with you guys, I got to figure out what size threads down in here. I've never measured it. It should be the same on each side. But I'm gonna make some handles for this thing one day. And one of the guys that commented on my on the video there, I can't remember what your username is. I'm sorry, but he mentioned that he found this in his old Greenfield catalog, and I think he gave a link. I've got to go back and check now, but he gave a link of it, and the price, I believe the price was $25 for this thing, which is amazing. But I believe it was in 1914. But he gave a link, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to document that. I'm going to write it down, and I think I'll make the handles to match how the original handles were for this. I think that'll be a fun project, and it's going to be a really cool item to see up on the wall somewhere in the shop. Go along good with them big spring calipers. Maybe a few other things that I pull out and show you. So that's it for the example. I'm going to move on, and we'll get to something else here. All right, moving on to the next thing. I was going to talk about this other big tab handle here again. And sure a lot of you guys seen Tom's video that he made called Big Tool Slap Down Part 1. Very cool video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But he showed off a tap handle that he's got, and was talking about it, and it was pretty entertaining. And I believe that we have the same tap handle here. He said that his is a Greenfield tap and die number 8. Mine is a TRW number 8. Now, my suspicion, I don't know this, I'm just thinking that maybe Greenfield built them and sold them to TRW, and maybe TRW put their name on there. But from looking at Tom's video, his tap handle looks exactly like mine, and it's about the same size. It's a number 8. So he said that he thinks that he's got me in length. So I figured I'd go ahead and measure mine, because Tom, you forgot to measure yours. You never did give me a length. I went back and checked twice, and you didn't give me a length there, buddy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and measure this one, see how long it is, and you can follow up and let us know. And I'm going to go ahead and extend this all the way out as far as it'll go. All right, that's all the way out. And got a tape measure here. Move the big boy out of the way so you can see a little better. Kind of hard to get right on the end, they're radius. But 44. It looks like about 44 5/8 is what mine is. It's just past the half mark there. I know this isn't right there. I'm just going to call it 44 5/8, Tom. So that's how long my number 8 is. And this one will hold up to 1 3/4 tap. I already showed you that right there. And this one right here, we've used it the same way that I just illustrated with the big one here. We've had a good size tap. We need to chase a thread, so I pulled this one out and I used it. So there we go. There's that. And while I'm talking about Tom, he just did another video recently. He's got this bottle jack that he's been designing and building. Really cool item for the shop there. I like it. I kept joking with him and asking him if he was building two so I could have one. He told me that I just need to keep manhandling mine and bear hugging. But anyway, he's got a nice bottle jack that he's been fabricating and building so that he could pick his gas bottles up and roll it and set it on the welding machine, so he didn't have to pick them up himself. And whenever he was showing the parts that he used a I believe it was a 1/2-13 screw as the lead screw. It has like a telescoping gauge or a telescoping pipe system that raises it up, and he used a 1/2-13 screw. And at the top he bought a little thrust bearing and some thrust washers. Well, Tom, I just wanted you to know, I wanted to let you know that if that thing ever wears out, if that thrust bearing ever wears out, I got one that you might want to consider using. So I got it sitting right here underneath the magic workbench here. That's it right there. That's a nice heavy duty thrust washer. You might, if yours ever wears out, you might consider going to a little larger size like this right here. Hey, I've even got, tell you what, I've even got the thrust washers too. Here's a thrust washer. Nice hardened steel plate here. Thrust bearing. And I got one more. There's another thrust washer. Nice big heavy duty unit right there. I think that might handle 2 or 3 of them bottles, huh? I think this might work for you. If you ever need a thrust washer, let me know. I'll send this one to you and let you borrow it. let you test it out and see if it fits. But you might have to go to a little bit bigger screw though, because this one's a little bit bigger than yours. Let me I'll tell you what, let me get my 36-inch scale out for you. Take a measurement here. It's about 8 3/8 on that washer right there. Yep, about an 8-inch right here. The center bore of the thrust bearing, about 8-inch, and the OD's 14 inches. That 36-inch scale comes in handy every now and then. So if you need this, you might have to bump up the size of your screw. You know, you might need to go to an 8-inch screw. But I like this. This is a nice bearing right here. It's one of them little things I keep tucked around here that not many people know about. I think one day it might come in handy. So I just thought about you, Tom, whenever you were building your bottle jack there, and I seen you putting together your thrust bearing and your screw. I said, yeah, I got the thrust bearing for him out there in the shop. A little bit dirty, you know, it hangs around here, gets a little bit of dust on it, but thing works nice. Just needs another little nice cleaning and washing out. So anyway, Tom, I hope you enjoyed it, man. I measured my tap wrench. Time to go measure yours. See what yours is. See who's got the bigger, who's got the longer tool there. So that's about it for this episode right here. I hope you guys had fun. I always have fun doing it. And I'll be back real soon. Got some jobs for you, okay? See you guys later.